Hey guys, welcome back to Arsenal Career Mode FIFA 22. And of course, we're going to start off with a I think it's a pretty decent scouting report because, as I said before, I'm pretty picky about the type of play that I'm going to get. Like right here, for example, Reggie Booth looking very good with the potential in a range of 71 to 94, currently with the rating of 66. Apparently, he is a right midfielder, and 66 rate is actually really good. But then again, the range is a little bit too much for me. 71 to 94 plus. I literally just scouted him, so you would never know how his rating could change over the course of 1 month. So even though he has a very higher rated as a youth player, and I believe in my squad right now I do not have much. I don't have many youth academy products having overall rate of 65, to be honest, which is quite frustrating. But again, this project is not about building a youth giants or calling up youth academy, but it's more like trying to build the team with contemporary players, real players, of course, to to actually fight for the title challenge or European football. That's our plan for this year, actually getting to top four, maybe top six as well, but it really depends. So early on today, in the last episode, unfortunately, we were having a very bad month, I believe, even though beating Brentford 3-0, but then losing to Chelsea and also Man City back to back. It's quite hurtful. Plus, we fell all the way down to 16th right after the first month. Not very ideal, but you know what? I know this is a new team. It's a new team that I have to work with. Plus, we don't have much squad depth. So I believe losing those two games are okay for now. But I'm not sure if I'm going to be happy about that in the future. So let's leave it like that for now. So today, we are going to cover the month of September, what has happened. So right now we are playing against Norwich at home and we couldn't really find a winner. It's been really tough. I switched the difficulty to ultimate, and finally in the 89th minute, in the last minute in the game, Thomas Partey came up clutch with a game winning goal. And of course, what a great assist by Odegaard. Good job for holding up the play, and turns out what a great finish by Partey. And we somehow beat Norwich City 2-1. And again, the difficulty I set in the first game against Brentford was legendary, but because what I heard from other YouTubers that legendary are actually quite tough, or even ultimate, it's more tougher than the last year ultimate version. So I felt like maybe going down a little bit to legendary could at least make it a little bit more interesting. But turns out we beat Brentford pretty nicely, 3-0. And I switched it to ultimate. Then we lost to Chelsea and Man City, and that's how I felt under pressure. So yeah, and then again against Norwich, very good team. Not really a good team, but put it as the ultimate in the end. It was quite challenging, beating them up in the end just by one goal with the last minute winner by Partey. And at the same time, then we talk about this, but Bukayo Saka has picked up an injury. Apparently, it's a hyperextended knee, and he is going to be out for 4 weeks, and that is a problem. I have turned on the injury frequency to 70, I think 65 or 70. Turns out there is a cost for that, and turns out Bukayo Saka is out for 4 weeks, which is roughly about a month, and this is not something I do want to see. Only literally the first month, or this is the second month, and he already got down injured. And of course, at the same time, I was thinking about calling up or trying to call up or sign a professional contract for Reggie Booth from our academy, but turns out I have easily converted him to a right winger. And I believe right now, during the course of Bukayo Saka absence, certainly do need another wide winger, because the only players that we have right now is actually Smith Rowe. But again, if there's another injury, I could barely find anybody who can play that part, play on the wide side, given the number of players we have on the wide region. So into today's game, we have Pepe replacing Bukayo Saka. But earlier in the game, if you have a little bit of glitch, when I went to the game, there's no signs of like, oh, you need to switch your player and stuff like that. And I switched the player right before pressing play match, but turns out it says that, oh, I have injured player on my starting 11, and I check it out again. It was totally fine, so I decided to like auto do it, and they put Sambi Lakonga on the right winger side instead of Pepe, and I don't really like that because even in the game there is a suggested version of just a position who could be playing that position if that person is injured or absent. But you know what, EA should probably design a much better algorithm in terms of figuring out who's injured, who can replace the injured player based on their position, the relative position. And yeah, that's how we finished the second game, 7-0. And then at one point, I'm not quite sure if I was actually playing ultimate or legendary, but if it was ultimate, it could be very easy. We scored 7 goals, completely battered Burnley away from home, and it is it is very weird. But I'm not sure if I should be turning on the skill move on the CPU. Not a big fan of that apparently, because there's a huge difference between playing as a normal ultimate and also skill move ultimate. It is literally a new level, and I believe that could be toughest. I did in FIFA 21, and it was not fun because they could be doing a lot of skills move in your box actually, and then when you put out a tackle just a little bit, then you will get a red card. That's not the best sight to see, but of course, trying to stick with the difficulty I have right now. In the end, if it's still that easy, I might be changing the slide just a little bit to make it more realistic in the end, because I feel like the majority of our players have perfect speed, perfect passing, and the only difference that I can feel compared to FIFA 21, it's how floating the players are. It's like when you're on the controller, it's not as heavy as last time, which means that when you control the players, it feels like the players are very light. They can like float everywhere. It's like free foaming. That's how I feel like it. I'm not sure about how you guys feel on it. Maybe just a PS4 version, PS4 problem. Again, can't get PS5, so I can't really fully experience that experience. But today's game, we are going to the I believe the third round of the Carabao Cup, and we're already 3-0 up, and this is a perfect example, not example, but perfect situation where I could rotate the squad a little bit, because I know no European football, with the number of players that we have, it's very, very hard to switch the team more often. But using cup fixtures to actually achieve that is actually really nice. I know there are a lot of players who might not be getting a lot of game time based on the number of competition we have, including, for example, the likes of El Nani, Sambi Lokonga, Bernd Leno, Rob Holding, Tavares, and also Cedric. And of course, today I know I'm playing against Barnsley, not Burnley, but Barnsley. And I know it's going to be a very easy game. Sambi Lokonga already scored his second goal of the game today, so it's quite easy. 5-0. You already know the score is already ended. And of course, I put on 2 youth players making their first professional debuts. The first one is Omar Hutchinson and also Charlie Patino. And right there, Hutchinson could have scored his first professional goal for Arsenal, but a poor finish in the end let him down just a little bit. But trying to keep the clean sheet, even though we were playing a very easy opposition. And here comes Charlie Patino. He is through, but then his weak foot is only 2-star. No wonder he misses that from that range. And that's how we beat Barnsley 5-0. Another very easy game, scoring 12 goals in total in 2 games. So I'm not sure. Based on that message, not quite sure if I need to rotate, or not to rotate, but change the difficulty a little bit. And this is the big game we're going to talk about right here, is against Spursy. They're currently sitting at 15th with Antonio Conte as the manager. Again, it is going to be a tough game for sure against Spurs with the quality of player they have. But I'm not quite sure why Harry Kane is not part of the starting lineup right there. Instead, is replaced by Scarlett. Never heard of the name before. Maybe a youth academy product, but it is a relief that he is not playing Harry Kane. But Alexander, like I said, this is a player that I want to talk about in the future. Apparently, he is in pretty good form. In the stats right there, you guys can see he is projected to get 30 goals this season, which is two below two of the pre. I think Mo Salah has that record. So hopefully I want to see more improvement for Lacazette. And right there, could have scored the first goal of the game. And before that, Sergio Reguilon has been sent off. And it's, you know what? In this career mode, it happens twice already. In the first, in the last episode, Frank Onyenka got sent off. And right now, another AI generated player. Not generated player, but the AI sent himself off once again. So I'm not sure if I feel like the game has put on a little bit more tackles in the last career mode. The CPU actually did more tackling than before, getting more bookings from before. But unfortunately, Lucas Moura has scored the first goal of the game, and we are a little bit panicking. And here comes a classic 1-2. And like I said, what a great finish. Finish that one at the top left corner, and we have tied the game 1-1. And what a great finish as well. And of course, I feel like the game, they're back. Apparently, their defense is not that good, to be honest, because the majority of the time when I got the ball from is actually from the midfield area, where the AI could lose the ball or potentially even lost possession at the back, and how we did a quick counter. And just like that again, like I said, score his second goal of today's game, and he is certainly the players to be watched right now. And I know even though earlier in the season I specifically mentioned I will not sign him a new contract. But based on the site that I'm seeing, it could be a good sign where he could be staying in the club. But I'm not sure. And then right there, I don't know, a very comedic goal at the back, because as I said it before, Hugo Lloris just lost the ball, just casually kicked the ball in the middle, and that's how he turned on the counter. And more comedic kicking by Hugo Lloris could have just cleared the ball on the sideline, but instead have to go to the right side. And Nicolas Pepe, you gotta give credit to him, stepping up as a role as a right winger and never giving up on chasing the ball. And that's how things could get. And pretty much we killed the game right there, having a 2-goal cushion in the last 15 minutes. And then here comes our substitute. Here comes Nketiah to El Nani. Could have got himself a really nice goal right there, but the crossbar has helped Hugo Lloris just a little bit. And in the last minute of today's game, we have Nicolas Pepe running down the right-hand side to a through ball to the middle, poorly dealt with by the defender, and then hits the bar and right off at Nketiah. And we have not taken the lead, but add another goal into the score. 4-1, and like I said, 2 goals in 7 attempts. Not a very good conversion rate, but at least those 2 goals count, and that's how we beat Spurs 4-1. A very easy game. Honestly, the funniest part is Norwich is the only team that I think they give us a little bit of a challenge. Otherwise, I don't felt threatened or challenged by the last 3 games. But I'm not sure it's the whole thing about FIFA 22, and I hope in the next episode or in the next few games I could totally see the difference in Ultimate, and hopefully it's going to get a little bit more challenging with the teams that we're going to play in the next game or in the next episode. So right now, after a 3 straight wins, we climbed from 15th to 4th, and right now we are sitting right behind Wolves. And surprisingly, Newcastle is it's number 1 for now, 5 wins and 1 loss. So it's very surprising. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in a bit.